My job is to look good and support you. She said that while parading around in my Audi. Her best friend exposed her. I pulled everything back, and now two gold diggers are enemies instead of besties. All right, Reddit, so I'll just get this out of the way. I, Jacob, 34 male, work as a cybersecurity analyst, make good money, own my condo, no debt, no roommates, no nonsense. I've worked hard for what I have, and I don't need anybody to hold my hand through life. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying it because it explains why the whole situation with my ex-girlfriend Amanda, 29 female, was the way it was. We met a little over 1 year ago at some friend's housewarming party. She was one of those girls that walks into a room and makes sure everyone notices. Things moved fast. Dates, trips, gifts. I'm not against spoiling a girl if she deserves it. And at first I thought she did. She worked in marketing, always talking about campaigns and networking events, and she had that go-getter energy that made her seem ambitious. So I figured, why not? I've got the money, she's got the looks and personality. Seemed like a good match. After about 6 months, she moved into my condo. That was her idea. She said, "We're basically living together already. Might as well make it official." I didn't argue. I've got 2 bedrooms, plenty of space, and honestly, it made things easier. Grocery bills got cheaper, utility bills didn't change much, and it felt like a step forward. Here's the thing, though. Amanda was one of those people who always had to put everything on display. She wasn't content with just being in a relationship. She had to show people she was in one. Her Instagram turned into a highlight reel of dinners, vacations, gifts, all with captions like, "He treats me like a queen." And then there was Haley, her best friend from college. The first time Amanda introduced us, I knew what kind of person Haley was. Fake smile, fake laugh, and eyes that sized me up like she was checking a price tag. Amanda didn't just say, "This is Jacob, my boyfriend." Number. She went with, "This is Jacob. He works in cybersecurity, owns his condo, and he's basically the smartest guy I know." I remember thinking, cool intro, but also wondering why my LinkedIn summary just got read out loud at brunch. Haley grinned and said, "Wow, Amanda, you really hit the jackpot." And then they both giggled like it was some inside joke. That became a pattern. Whenever Haley was around, Amanda would brag about me. Not me as a person, but what I provided. Like I was a subscription service she was showing off. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't sitting there hurt by it. I know my worth, with or without Amanda's commentary. But it did give me an early read on how these two operated. Haley was the cheerleader, Amanda was the main character, and I was the shiny prop they loved waving around. Still, I played it cool. Because let's be real, relationships always have a little give and take. She wanted the spotlight, I didn't care about attention. She liked expensive dinners. I liked good food anyway. She wanted a new car. I figured she needed something reliable for work. So when I surprised her with the Audi she'd been hinting at, she damn near cried. Said I was the most thoughtful guy alive. For me, it was just Tuesday. And before you ask, no, I didn't put it in her name. I'm generous, not stupid. The car, the condo, the credit card I let her use for emergencies, all of it was tied back to me. She liked to act like it was our stuff, but legally, it wasn't. I wasn't about to give anyone the power to nuke my finances just because they smiled pretty. Living together, though, that's where I started to notice the differences in how we saw things. I covered utilities, internet, most of the big bills. She'd pitch in for groceries sometimes, maybe grab takeout here and there. But if you broke it down, I was covering about 95% of our life. Did I mind? Not really. I could afford it. But what stood out was the way she talked about it. Instead of saying thank you, she'd spin it like this was how it was supposed to be. "That's what a real man does," she'd say, like she was reading off a manual. One night I asked, "And what's the woman supposed to do?" Without missing a beat, she said, "Look good and support him." Straight face, no irony. That's when I started really paying attention. See, I don't need constant appreciation, but I pay attention to attitudes. Amanda's whole vibe was that my success was just the baseline of what she deserved. Haley wasn't much better. She'd constantly joke about how she needed to find her own Jacob while side-eyeing me across the table. They'd sit there hyping each other up, talking about how men should always provide and laugh at anyone who didn't. The way I saw it, they were living in their own little world. Two delusional queens crowning themselves royalty while ignoring the fact that the castle belonged to me. Did I feel used? Number at that point, I was too busy watching. Point, I was. Because when someone's that entitled, you don't have to expose them. They'll expose themselves. All you gotta do is be patient. And me? Patience is kind of my specialty. In my line of work, cybersecurity, You learn quick that people give themselves away if you just sit back and watch. Doesn't matter if it's hackers trying to slip through firewalls or girlfriends acting like they're CEOs of your wallet. It's the same game. Be patient, catch the patterns, then make your move. At first, I wasn't even looking for trouble. Life was comfortable. Amanda had her car, her jewelry, her endless selfies. She spent half her time at work events, and the other half planning Instagram captions like she was building a brand. I was focused on my own grind. My paychecks kept rolling in. Bills were covered. And honestly, I didn't have much to complain about. But the thing about people like Amanda, they can't stop themselves from slipping up. They want everything, all the time, and eventually they trip on their own lies. The first red flag? Credit card statement. I'd given her access to one of my cards for emergencies. Keyword, emergencies. Gas, groceries, maybe dinner if I was working late. That was the deal. I logged in one night just to keep an eye on things. And what do I see? $180 at some rooftop bar I'd never even heard of. Another $95 at a sushi place I knew she didn't like. And a random $60 charge at a coffee shop across town. So I ask her casually, "Hey, what's this stuff?" She gives me the wide-eyed innocent act. "Oh, that was a work lunch." Or, "Haley dragged me out. I didn't even want to go." Sure, because Haley's totally the type to order 2 top-shelf cocktails and put it on someone else's tab. I didn't push, just made a mental note. Then there was the hotel stub. That one made me laugh. I found it wedged in the side pocket of the Audi when I was cleaning it out. Downtown hotel, valet parking. Not some shady motel either. This was the kind of place people go when they want to feel fancy for a night. I asked her about it later, just to see her squirm. She hit me with, "Oh, that was from a marketing seminar. Haley and I stayed there to be closer to the convention center." I almost clapped. Great delivery, 10 out of 10 confidence. Only problem? I know for a fact Haley was working a double shift at her waitressing job that weekend. She'd even posted her schedule on her public story. Girl couldn't even afford brunch, let alone a marketing seminar. Again, I didn't call it out. Just smiled and said, "Makes sense. Because if you want the truth, you don't slam the door shut. You leave it wide open and let them keep walking through it." Meanwhile, Amanda was getting bolder. Coming home later, glued to her phone, always too tired to talk about her day. She started dressing differently too. New outfits, heels she couldn't walk in, perfume strong enough to clear the hallway. She'd spin it like, "It's for networking." Right. Because everyone knows clients only respect you if you smell like Sephora exploded on you. The cherry on top was the way she started talking to me. Little digs here and there. "You work too much. You're too comfortable." Comfortable. That was her favorite word. Like having a stable career, no debt, and my own place at 28 was some kind of insult. She wanted more ambition. Translation. She wanted the lifestyle of a millionaire, but without actually doing anything to get it. I let her talk. I'd just smirk and think, yeah, keep telling yourself that. And then Haley started acting weird. She'd text me randomly, asking if Amanda was home or what I was up to. Little things that didn't make sense. One time, she straight up asked, "Do you think you'll ever propose to Amanda?" I laughed and said, "Why, you jealous?" She just sent back a winky face. That was the moment I knew something was off. If Haley was fishing for info, it wasn't because she cared about Amanda's happiness. It was because she wanted to know where she fit into the picture. The girl practically drooled every time she saw my car keys. So I decided to test them both. Nothing dramatic. Just small plays. I stopped offering to cover extras. No random just because gifts. No surprise dinners. I wanted to see how Amanda handled it. And like clockwork, she started pouting. "We never go out anymore. You used to surprise me more." It wasn't about me. It was about the perks drying up. And Haley? She ramped up the flirting. More compliments, more accidental touches when she was around. Like she thought I'd get bored of Amanda and just upgrade to her. Newsflash. I don't downgrade. I didn't say anything yet. That's the part most guys screw up. They catch a whiff of something and blow up too early. No proof, no plan, just emotion. Then they get spun as the crazy boyfriend, and the girl walks away clean. Not me. I wanted evidence. Hard, undeniable evidence. Something so airtight Amanda couldn't spin it. Haley couldn't excuse it. And nobody could question it. Because patience isn't just about waiting. It's about setting the trap piece by piece until the only way out is straight down. And I was almost there. I had the breadcrumbs, the inconsistencies, the little lies that didn't add up. All I needed was someone dumb enough to hand me the rest of the puzzle. And like clockwork, that someone was Haley. It started with this random DM on Instagram. "Hey, can we meet?" I need to talk to you about Amanda. No context, no details, just that. I stared at it for a minute, half smiling. The same Haley who spent every other breath gassing Amanda up suddenly wanted a heart-to-heart with me? Yeah, this was going to be interesting. We met at some coffee shop downtown. She walked in late, acting nervous but trying too hard to look innocent. Fake lashes, fake smile, the whole package. She sat down across from me, fiddling with her phone like she was about to defuse a bomb. I debated telling you this for a while, she started. Classic opener. Anytime someone says that, you know they've been dying to spill it the whole time. She leaned in. Amanda has been seeing someone from work. His name's Cole. I've seen them together, holding hands, kissing. It's not just business meetings. I leaned back in my chair, pretending to be surprised. Inside, I was thinking, finally. Took you long enough. She kept talking. I thought maybe you knew, but you didn't. She told Cole you're just like, temporary, a placeholder, until she finds someone with more potential. I nodded slowly, sipping my coffee. Temporary, huh? Sounds like a fun job title. Do I get benefits with that? Haley looked almost relieved, like she expected me to flip the table, but instead I was making jokes. She pulled out her phone and showed me proof. Photos of Amanda and Cole at a bar, holding hands walking out of a hotel, Amanda in Cole's car, and even a short video clip, Amanda laughing to Haley about how easy it was to get me to buy her things. Nothing subtle about it. It was the kind of proof you couldn't explain away. I kept my poker face. Wow, that's enlightening. Haley touched my arm like she was trying to comfort me. I just thought you deserved to know. I'd want someone to tell me if my boyfriend was cheating. Uh-huh, I said, pulling my arm back. And you're doing this out of the kindness of your heart, right? Totally no other motives at all. She blinked like I'd slapped her. What? No, I'm just doing the right thing. Sure, I let out a short laugh. You're outing your best friend to me, and you're hoping I'll clap for your honesty. Convenient. She stammered something about morals and loyalty, but I wasn't buying it. Don't get me wrong, I appreciated the ammo she handed me. But let's be real. Haley wasn't some hero. She smelled an opportunity. Amanda was sliding, and Haley thought maybe she could slide right into her place. I didn't argue with her, though. I let her believe she'd done something noble. She even ended the whole coffee meet with this soft little smile and said, "You deserve someone who'll appreciate you." That was the moment I knew exactly what game she was playing. On the way home, my phone buzzed with a message from her. "Did you break up with Amanda yet?" I didn't respond. Another message. "You don't deserve that kind of disrespect." Ignored that one too. Because here's the thing. I wasn't going to waste my time trading one entitled friend for another. Amanda was a liar. Haley was a snake. They both wanted the perks. Neither one deserved the man who built the table they were trying to eat off of. What I did instead? I started planning. That night, I sat at my desk with all the evidence. Receipts from the car, screenshots of charges, the hotel stub, now Haley's photos. It was all there. And instead of feeling sick or heartbroken, I felt sharp, like the whole situation had just turned into a puzzle I was solving. Amanda thought she was playing me, but really, she was just handing me rope to hang her with. I thought about confronting her right then, but that would have been too easy, too emotional. I wanted this to sting. I wanted her to feel the ground disappear under her feet, piece by piece. She wanted an upgrade? Fine. I'd show her what downgrading felt like. So I kept my cool. At dinner that night, she sat across from me acting like nothing was wrong, talking about some project at work, laughing at her own stories, glancing at her phone every few minutes. I nodded along, threw in a few sarcastic comments, but inside I was already setting the stage. Because when you know someone's lying to your face, the best move isn't to argue. It's to smile, nod, and sharpen the knife behind your back. That week, Haley kept sending messages. "Have you said anything yet? You okay? Don't let her get away with this." The whole concerned act. I didn't reply to any of them. Why would I? She wasn't looking out for me. She was looking out for her shot. Instead, I doubled down on my patience. Amanda kept digging her hole. Haley kept pretending she was innocent. And me? I was already sketching out the blueprint for revenge. Step 1. Take back everything she thought she owned. Step 2. Make sure she knew exactly why it happened. Step 3. Let her little support system crumble around her. By the end of that week, I had a checklist on my phone. Audi, credit card, condo access, jewelry, all the things she paraded around like trophies. She thought she had leverage. She thought she was secure. But the reality? Every single thing she flexed came from me. And I could pull it all back whenever I wanted. And trust me, I wanted to. So I sat back, played the role, let her think she was still in control. She was laughing, smiling, going out, posting photos like she was living the dream. Meanwhile, I was the one quietly flipping switches, cutting wires, making sure when the lights finally went out, they'd never come back on. Patience. Always patience. But patience isn't just waiting around. It's loading the gun while the other person thinks you're unarmed. And I was done waiting. Amanda thought she was untouchable. Spoiled girl logic, as long as she looked good and smiled pretty, the world would keep handing her things. Time to prove her wrong. I started with the car. The Audi she bragged about nonstop like it was her crown jewel. In her mind, it was hers. In reality, it was sitting in my name, my insurance, my payments. She loved rolling up to her office like she owned the place, heels clicking, posting selfies in the driver's seat. Perfect. The more she flaunted it, the harder the crash would hit. I made a quick call to my buddy who runs a towing company. I need a car picked up. Legally mine, just want it done during business hours. He laughed, said he loved this kind of work, and set it up for Wednesday afternoon at her office parking lot, right when Amanda would be inside with her coworkers. If you're going to take something back, might as well make it a performance. Next, the credit card. I logged into the account and froze it, then called the bank. Told them I wanted her removed as an authorized user and flagged the charges that were clearly outside the deal. Lingerie shop, pricey cocktails, random coffee runs. The rep said they'd review them. Maybe credit some back, maybe not. Didn't matter. What mattered was the free ride was over, and she'd be the one fielding awkward calls when her card got declined. Locks were easy. I scheduled the locksmith for Thursday. New set of keys, new deadbolt, fresh codes on the building buzzer. I wasn't about to have her storming back in like she still lived there. She was about to learn the difference between staying somewhere and owning it. Then I boxed her things. Methodical, one room at a time. Designer shoes she bought with my card, makeup kit stacked in the bathroom, half a closet of clothes she'd leave lying around like I was her maid. I packed it all neatly, labeled the boxes. The only thing I didn't send down? The jewelry I'd bought her. I set that aside for myself. I sealed the box with a note taped on top. Since I'm just comfortable, maybe you can upgrade these too. Petty? Absolutely. Satisfying? Even more. I dragged the boxes down to the building lobby and cleared it with security. Give her until 6 p.m. Friday. After that, everything goes to donation. They grinned. Building staff loved me. They'd seen Amanda strut in and out like she owned the building for months, so they weren't sad to help with the eviction. But I wasn't done. Revenge is about hitting every angle. She wanted to play the successful marketing girl persona? Fine. Let her firm see what their star employee was really about. I uploaded the videos and screenshots Haley gave me. Amanda bragging about using me, laughing about how easy it was to get me to buy her things, photos of her with Cole, to a little cloud folder. Drafted a clean, anonymous email. To HR, you might want to know what your employee Amanda has been doing on company time and with company staff. This reflects poorly on your firm. Attached is proof. Do with it what you will. Hit send. By Friday morning, everything was locked and loaded. The car was towed, her card was frozen, her things were boxed, her job had a bomb ticking under it. All that was left was for her to walk headfirst into the mess she created. She called me that same afternoon, her voice sharp. Jacob, where's the car? It's not in the office parking lot. I kept my tone flat. It's in my garage, where it belongs. She snapped, you can't just steal my car. My car, I corrected. You've been borrowing it. Borrow time's up. She hung up, texted 20 times, called from different numbers. Everything from we can work this out to you'll regret this. I ignored all of it. Because the truth is, when you pull the plug on people like Amanda, they panic. They don't know how to function without the perks. Friday evening, she stormed into the lobby. I watched from upstairs as she saw her boxes stacked against the wall with the note. She called me nonstop, buzzing my unit, screaming at the security guard. I didn't answer. After an hour, she left with Haley of all people. Two entitled queens huffing out the door like they'd been robbed. I almost felt bad for Haley, caught between fake loyalty to her bestie and her own weird interest in me. But then I remembered. She wasn't innocent. She wasn't trying to save me. She was trying to save her chance at my lifestyle. Too bad for her. I don't recycle garbage. By Saturday night, the car was cleaned out and parked in my garage. Condo was peaceful, locks were changed, and my phone was blissfully silent. Amanda didn't have her car, didn't have her card, didn't have her condo access, and didn't even know yet that HR had her number. That's the thing about patience. It's not about waiting for the right moment to act. It's about waiting until you can drop everything at once. One move is annoying. 5 moves at once? That's checkmate. Amanda had no clue the game had even started. That's the beauty of it. She thought she was still in control, thought she could pout or scream her way back into her spot. Meanwhile, the walls were already closing in, and I was the one tightening them. Saturday afternoon, I got a knock at my door. Didn't recognize the knock. Too soft, hesitant. Later, I found out she'd just tailgated another resident through the lobby before security had her on the no-guest list. I opened it, and there stood Haley. Hair done, perfume strong enough to choke a horse, fake sympathetic smile plastered across her face. "Hey, Jacob," she said, tilting her head like she was about to audition for the role of comforting best friend. "Can I come in?" I leaned on the doorframe, didn't move. "Why?" She blinked like she wasn't expecting resistance. I heard what happened. With Amanda. You don't deserve that. I wanted to check on you." I raised an eyebrow. "Check on me? Or check if the spot's open?" Her smile twitched. "No, I just think you deserve someone who appreciates you. Someone who sees your worth. You did amazing standing up for yourself. Honestly, you're incredible." I almost laughed. She was really going for it. The same Haley who hyped Amanda up nonstop, bragged about how I spoiled her, now suddenly thought I was incredible. What a coincidence. "Let me guess," I said. "You're the someone who appreciates me, right?" She flushed red. "I'm just saying, Amanda was blind. If I had someone like you," I cut her off with a smirk. "If you had someone like me, you'd be doing the exact same thing Amanda did. Don't kid yourself, Haley. You're not any different from her. You saw the car, the condo, the lifestyle, and you thought, why not me?" Her face dropped. "That's not true." "Really?" I tilted my head. "So outing your best friend wasn't about morals. It was about positioning yourself for a shot. You don't care about me. You care about what I can give you. Just like Amanda." Silence. She didn't even try to deny it this time. She just stood there, lip trembling like I'd ripped the mask off in one sentence. "Do me a favor," I said, stepping back and pointing at the hallway. "Get out. I don't waste time with snakes." She stammered. "Jacob, please, you don't understand." "I understand perfectly." I swung the door wider. "Out." And that's when the circus tent went up. Because as Haley turned to leave, who comes storming down the hallway? Amanda. Hair a mess, face red, eyes wild. She locked onto Haley like a predator. "You!" Amanda spat, pointing a finger. "You snake! You backstabbing, pathetic little snake." Haley's eyes went wide. "Amanda, it's not what it looks like." "Oh, shut up!" Amanda snapped, stomping closer. "You went behind my back. You tried to steal my boyfriend. My life. You think I don't know?" "Your life?" Haley shot back, finally snapping. "He was never yours, Amanda. You treated him like a damn ATM. He deserves better, and you know it." The hallway went dead quiet. A couple neighbors peeked out their doors, popcorn ready. And me? I just leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed, watching two entitled best friends eat each other alive. Amanda shoved Haley. Haley shoved back. They started screaming over each other, every insult in the book. "Gold digger! Fake friend! Pathetic user!" At one point, Amanda actually tried to slap Haley, but missed and hit the wall. Neighbors gasped like it was primetime TV. I let it play for a minute, then pulled out my phone. Dialed security. "Yeah, it's Jacob. Can you send someone up?" Got a live episode of Jerry Springer happening outside my door. 5 minutes later, 2 security guards rolled up. They separated the two of them, still yelling, still throwing insults. Amanda tried to point at me, shouting, "He's lying! He's manipulative! He stole my car!" Haley was screaming back, "You used him, Amanda. Everyone knows it." The guards didn't care. They just escorted them both out of the building like they were drunk teenagers. One of them gave me a nod on the way out, like, "Nice job, man." And just like that, the circus left town. My hallway was quiet again. The best part? Neither of them realized how bad the fallout was about to get. Amanda thought she could still spin the narrative. Haley thought she could sneak in as the replacement. They didn't realize they were both about to get hit with the same wrecking ball. See? I don't do second chances. I don't do pity. You cross me, you don't just lose the perks. You lose the whole game. And by the time the fallout finished, both of them would wish they'd never even stepped foot in my condo. Because while they were out there fighting in the hallway like it was reality TV, the real damage was already done. Monday morning, I got the email from Amanda's HR department. "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We are conducting an internal investigation. Corporate speak for, your desk will be cleared out by Friday." See, companies don't care if you're sleeping around. They care if you're dumb enough to do it on company time and brag about it on camera. And thanks to Haley's little video of Amanda laughing about how she trained me to buy her things, plus the photos of her with Cole, her so-called professional reputation was dead. Marketing isn't exactly Wall Street. Image is everything. Once that slipped, she was finished. By Wednesday, Haley texted me, "Amanda quit, she's losing it." I didn't reply. I didn't need to. She pinged me again later, trying to play the concerned friend. But I left those unread too. Haley was just fishing for a shot. Same as always. Meanwhile, Amanda quitting wasn't her taking control. It was her realizing everyone at work knew she was full of it. Co-workers aren't stupid. You can't walk around flexing an Audi one day and then show up crying the next without people putting two and two together. Meanwhile, Amanda was still trying to blow up my phone with new numbers. Everything from rage texts to guilt trips. "You stole my life. We can fix this if you just talk to me. You'll regret treating me this way when you realize no one else will ever love you like I did." That last one almost made me laugh out loud. Love me? She loved the car, the jewelry, the condo. She loved flexing a lifestyle she didn't earn. And now that it was gone, she was flailing like a fish on concrete. And she wasn't flailing alone. Haley's moral high ground act collapsed just as fast. Word got out, thanks to Amanda, ironically, that Haley was the one who outed her. Amanda called her a backstabbing snake to anyone who would listen. Their little best friend forever act evaporated overnight. Suddenly, Haley was blocked by half their social circle, branded a traitor. So now you had Amanda, the failed princess, crawling back to her parents in Michigan, and Haley, the wannabe replacement, standing alone with no best friend and no shot at me. Two delusional queens dethroned in the same week. Honestly, it was poetic. And then came Amanda's grand finale. The smear campaign. She went nuclear on Instagram. New account, long story about how I was abusive, manipulative, controlling, stole her car, left her homeless. She even posted pictures of the boxes I left her in the lobby, cropped to make it look like I threw her stuff out on the street, tagged my company, my gym, even mutual friends. For about 5 minutes, I'll admit, my heart rate spiked, because all it takes is one loud accusation to ruin someone's reputation, even if it's false. But then I remembered I had receipts, all of them. And not just my receipts, Haley's, Cole's, bank statements, registration, the whole arsenal. So I didn't panic. I waited, let her post, let people whisper, let her dig the hole deeper. Then I dropped the nuke. Screenshots of her charges on my card, jewelry purchases, hotel receipts, photos of the Audi title and insurance in my name, proof of my condo mortgage with only my name on it, screenshots of texts where she bragged to Haley about how she was just using me until she upgraded, even that video where she laughed, "Jacob thinks we'll get married, but I'm here for the lifestyle." I blurred out phone numbers and IDs, just kept the parts that mattered. Then I posted it all in one clean, detailed statement. Not angry, not emotional, just facts. Here's the truth. I was used, lied to, and cheated on. I don't owe anyone an explanation, but I won't let false accusations stand. The response was instant. Friends messaged me apologizing for ever doubting me. Co-workers shared my post, saying it was obvious Amanda's story was BS. Even people I barely talked to chimed in with support. Meanwhile, Amanda's account got ratioed so hard she deleted it within 48 hours. And then came Cole. Poor guy. He reached out to me on LinkedIn of all places. Said he had no idea Amanda was still living with me. No idea she was being bankrolled. He even admitted she'd tried to rope him into spreading lies about me. And when he refused, she turned on him too. Cole posted his own receipts. Texts where Amanda bragged about me being easy money. Screenshots where she asked him to help trash my reputation. His post was brutal, and it was the nail in her coffin. By the weekend, Amanda had no job, no car, no condo, no boyfriend, no best friend, no credibility. Haley had no best friend, no respect, and no shot with me. The two of them went from parading me around like a prize to getting escorted out of my building like clowns. And me? I didn't raise my voice once. Didn't throw a punch. Didn't lose sleep. I just waited, pulled the right strings, and let them self-destruct. That's the part most guys don't get. You don't win by screaming louder. You win by being patient, calculated, and leaving no room for doubt. Amanda wanted an upgrade. Haley wanted a chance. Both of them ended up downgraded to nothing. I didn't lose. I didn't even tie. I won. And I won big. But here's the part Amanda and Haley never understood. Winning isn't just about watching them fall. It's about what you do after. First thing I did was deal with the Audi. It was an A4 type. Car was spotless after a full detail, and I had zero interest in keeping something that was basically Amanda's prop. I listed it and sold it within a week. Clean transaction, $32,000 cash in hand. Took a small hit compared to what I paid, but watching it drive away without Amanda in the picture, worth every penny. I didn't even bother buying another car right away. I already had a Tesla I preferred. The cash went straight into my account where it actually did me some good next. The jewelry I'd set aside earlier. Necklace, earrings, bracelets, every piece I'd ever bought her. I didn't pawn it off in some shady shop. I handed it over to a local charity auction, made sure it went toward funding a domestic violence shelter. Watching those pieces, the same ones she used to post selfies with, turn into $4,000 for women who actually needed help felt like poetic balance. She tried to frame me as abusive, and now her trophies were literally funding support for real survivors. And that's when the shift happened. All the time and money I used to waste trying to keep Amanda happy suddenly belonged to me again. My savings shot up, my stress dropped, my sleep improved. I wasn't waking up wondering if I was good enough or if I was keeping up with her fake expectations. My life was mine again. And then came Melissa. Met her through a coworker. She's a nurse, has her own apartment, her own car, her own life. First date, she insisted on splitting the bill. I didn't even argue, just watched. Because that wasn't about money. It was about respect. With Amanda, everything was an expectation. With Melissa, everything felt like teamwork. I told her the whole Amanda story early on, just to be upfront. Her reaction? So you found out someone was fake, you handled it like an adult, and you moved on. That's attractive. No drama, no judgment. Just straight acknowledgement. That told me everything I needed to know. 6 months later, things are solid. Melissa doesn't treat me like a prize, she treats me like a partner. That alone feels like a new life. And Amanda? From what I hear, she's back living with her parents. No job, no Cole, no Haley, no car, no condo. Just the echo of the lifestyle she thought she'd leveled up into. Haley's not much better. She torched her reputation trying to play both sides and ended up alone too. Two queens without a kingdom. Me? I've got my Tesla, my condo, my career, and a girlfriend who respects me. I've got more money in my accounts than ever before. I've got peace. And I've got the satisfaction of knowing I never stooped to their level. I just pulled back what was mine and let them choke on the fallout. That's the thing about being just comfortable. As Amanda once called me, comfort isn't weakness. Comfort is power. Because when you're comfortable in your own skin, your own success, your own life, no one can take that from you. Amanda tried, Haley tried. They both failed.